Maximizing me. Welcome to Module 5. We're going to look at the consequences of low self-esteem. Having a low self-esteem creates anxiety, stress, loneliness, increased likelihood of depression. Now, if you remember what we discussed in the previous modules, let's take an example. A woman that is still trusting God, for the fruit of the womb, and she's going through a lot of pressure from family, pressure from the husband's family, even from friends. It has made her have a lot of concern, of course, naturally. She has a lot of concern about the matter. And she might now begin to doubt herself, look down on herself, think poorly about herself. And if the pressure is so much, it can actually drive her into depression. So it builds up a lot of anxiety. It brings stress. And sometimes there's nobody to talk to, nobody to express your feelings and concerns to, nobody that really understands the way you feel. And so you're alone. Now, when all that happens, it can really spiral down into a state of depression. It could also bring challenges and stress to your relationships and your friendships. It could bring a wall between a husband and wife. So looking again at our example of a woman trusting God for the fruit of the womb, she's already experiencing a lot of pressure from the family members, and she's trying to talk to her husband about the matter. Now, if her husband is not receptive and concerned and ready to support her, he could also add to that problem, and that would bring a rift between herself and him. So that low self, something that started from one issue, you can see how it begins to spiral down and grows tentacles, so to say, and becomes a completely different issue entirely. Having a low self-esteem can really cause a lot of problems for you. Now, imagine another scenario. Now, imagine a husband and wife. You want to go out, and personally, you think you're fat. Let's assume you're the wife and you think you're fat. Let's even go to the guys now. You're a man and you think your tummy is too big, and your wife and you're planning to go for a dinner party with your wife. You already think your tummy is too big. You put on your suit and your tummy is bulging out. And maybe you're going to this dinner party and there's going to be a lot of other gentlemen there looking trendy, looking good. You might not be confident of yourself because of the way you look, and you feel that you're not looking good enough. So you get to the party and you see a couple of your friends who are looking trendy and slim. If you're so conscious of the way you look and you are not able to translate that into a positive light, you find out that you might not be able to relate to your friends and colleagues as you should, because you feel that, oh, my tummy is too big and everybody around me is slim and trim and I've got a pot's belly. That is a typical way of how having a low self-esteem can affect you negatively. Now, imagine if some of your friends were ready to discuss a business deal with you, but because you're so conscious of the way you look, you're so conscious of the fact that you're conscious, you feel that you're not looking your best, you could look better if you didn't have a pot's belly, you're not going to be fully engaged in the conversations of the evening, and you could miss out on a very good business opportunity. It could also impair your academic and job performance. So if you're a student, you feel left out, you feel like an outlier when your classmates are going to read. You might not want to go with them because you feel that I'm not good enough, I don't understand it the way they do, especially when they're having group discussions and they're discussing maybe a calculus problem, and they're saying, oh, it should be calculated this way. Oh, did you get that answer? Okay, this is how I did it. And you don't understand the concepts. Rather than ask them to help you and put you through, you go into a shell and think you're not good enough. And you lose out on that learning opportunity, which could also negatively impact you at the exam. So this is just a way how having a low self-esteem can cause a lot of problems in other areas of your life. And this is also applicable to your job or your business. You want to talk to a client, but you feel inferior to the client. How do you pitch to that client? How do you sell to that client when you're already feeling inferior? It's going to be difficult, because if you don't have confidence in yourself, how is a client going to have confidence in your product or service that you are trying to sell? It could also increase your vulnerability to drug and alcohol abuse. Now, again, this is a key challenge for people living abroad, because they tend to drink and a lot more than we do. So you have this challenge, you don't appreciate yourself, and you're looking for an escape route. For a lot of people, it's the bottle. So you come back and let me take a drink and feel better. I think what is more relevant to us this side of the equator is food. So what happens is that you're feeling sad, say, let me go and buy cake and make myself happy. And so we start indulging ourselves and eating what we shouldn't eat, or drinking a lot of sugar to make ourselves happy. And what happens? You now become, sorry, I'm trying to, you indulge yourself and eat, and then you add weight. And then what happens is you now feel more unhappy with yourself, and your self-esteem goes down much more, and the whole cycle continues. So all these negative thoughts, they manifest in different areas of our lives. Now, this was a short module. So let's look at 3 occasions where you have overcome adversity. Now we've looked at achievements. Now we're looking at adversity or challenges. You had a serious, tremendous challenge in your life. How did you eventually overcome that challenge? How did you overcome that adversity? Write them down. Again, we know the drill. You've got 5 minutes. Now, doing this exercise will help you to see that you are more resilient than you think. You are stronger and tougher, and you have the ability to achieve much more. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, and don't let anyone put you down. So for you to have overcome those 3 challenges, you've got it. You've got it on the inside of you. You are tougher. You are stronger. So hold your head high and don't let anyone put you down. We've come to that end of that module, and the next one will be understanding our uniqueness and value.